Attic. Okay, so moving on, we got Bitcoin Cash here, BCH. Can see this trade actually set up perfect. Wow, okay. Didn't retrace as much as I thought it would down to the 210 level, but came right into the zone here. You can see held, and now you got this bull momentum up right out of this zone. So just boom. That's really nice to see. So I think this is Bitcoin Cash is a good buy still. Obviously, you'd like it to come back down to 220. That's kind of its area of support. We can shrink this up a little bit, move this up a little bit. We can actually adjust our monthly range a little bit because it never actually came down to 210. So we can move our monthly range to about 218, we'll call it. And then this will be 298. Is our range for the month. So there's that. So now you're looking at another buy. So you can see price came down, made a low, and then big bullish engulfing candle here. Now today's made another one, but it's pulling back a little bit. So now you got to look for an area to buy here. Price is coming across this 4-hour moving average, which is probably why it's rejecting a little bit. But you're going to look for a supply zone, and you're probably going to need it on a lower time frame here. So this might be your supply zone right around 233. It's probably your best bet. We'll have to see what price does when it gets down to it, but because I don't think it's going to make it all the way back down to here. It might, but it's doubtful. If you want to throw a fib level on this thing, you can see that. Oh, it already did come down to the 50%, so it did kind of already retrace already. So that we can't look for that full retracement yet. It could still retrace, but the main one's already done. You can see it is having a bit of an issue here, breaking higher. It's running into a resistance zone here. So it's going to have to break this obviously to go higher, and this moving average is going to have to cross over. But I'd be interested in buying this if price comes down to this zone and rejects. Because you can see, and depending on what kind of structure forms in this zone, like if you were to shrink this up, you can see that price, resistance broke, and now it's held it as support. So it's a pretty thin zone though, so I would probably just extend it a little bit here downwards to catch these wicks here. So this is my zone of supply as of right now, depending on what price does once it gets to it. If it doesn't reject it, or if it rejects it and then prints a bullish engulfing candle and completes kind of a higher high, higher low situation, then we're good to go to enter that long position all the way up to 298. And if it doesn't do that, then there's no trade. So basically we need price to come back down to this 233-ish level, see what it does, and then if it respects the zone, then we're looking for a buy, and we'll put our stops just below this zone here. And then hopefully the liquidity comes back into the market and the bulls are ready to buy it all at 233, and we can just ride it back up to this previous zone here, or our full monthly range, which is about 298, which is just above this zone, which is very reasonable as well. So that's my take on Bitcoin Cash. I think it's a good buy. Soon, not yet, just wait a little bit, let it come down to 233, look for that rejection, look for that higher highs, higher lows on the smaller time frames, and then you're good to go for Bitcoin.